Here are 10 more true narrative stories of historically important ships that sank in British waters. Perfect for Episode 4 of our Lost at Sea Tales series. 1. The tragedy of HMS Dasher 1943. In the closing years of WW2, HMS Dasher, a converted American aircraft carrier, was conducting training operations in the Firth of Clyde. Then, without warning, an explosion tore through her fuel tanks. She sank in just 7 minutes, killing 379 men. Wartime censorship kept the disaster quiet, but rumors spread. Some claimed bodies were buried in secret. The official cause, a fuel vapor explosion. A deadly lesson in rushed wartime conversions. 2. The disaster of HMS K13, 1917. During sea trials in Gareloch, Scotland, the new K-class submarine K13 failed to surface. A hatch had been left open during a dive, flooding the engine room. Trapped inside were 80 men, and only 48 survived after a 2-day rescue effort. The K-class subs earned a cursed reputation, fast but flawed, and often deadly for their crews. 3. The wreck of the MV Princess Victoria, 1953. Sailing from Scotland to Northern Ireland during a ferocious storm, the Princess Victoria began taking on water. Her stern doors failed, allowing waves to crash in. Despite distress calls, help arrived too late. 133 people died, including the first woman in the UK Parliament to perish in a disaster. It remains the UK's worst peacetime sea tragedy involving a domestic ferry. 4. The collision of HMS Hawke and RMS Olympic, 1911. Before the Titanic ever set sail, her sister ship Olympic collided with the Royal Navy cruiser HMS Hawke off the Isle of Wight. The Hawke's ram tore into Olympic's side, flooding compartments. Miraculously, no one died, but the incident raised early questions about the unsinkable design of White Star liners. Olympic limped to port. Hawke's bow was destroyed. Buffeted by waves and impossible to reach, she broke apart over 3 days. Locals and lifeboat crews heroically saved 145 people, but 85 died. The wreck inspired innovations in lifeboat design, including the development of motorized boats. 6. The wreck of the MV Empire Windrush, 1954. The Empire Windrush became a symbol of post-war migration, but few know how she met her end. While sailing near Algeria en route to Britain, an explosion in the engine room sparked a fire. The ship was abandoned and later sank while under tow. 4 men died. Though her wreck lies in the Mediterranean, her final voyage was bound for the UK, ending the story of a vessel that shaped British cultural history. 7. The torpedoing of HMS Pathfinder, 1914. In the early days of WWI, HMS Pathfinder became the first ship ever sunk by a submarine-launched torpedo while underway. The German U-21 struck her off the Scottish coast. The explosion ignited her magazine, 261 men died. The wreck became a symbol of the terrifying new era of submarine warfare. 8. The tragedy of HMS Gurkha, 1917. While patrolling the English Channel, the destroyer Gurkha struck a German mine near Dungeness. She sank in moments with 76 of her 80 crew perishing. Her wreck was discovered decades later, almost perfectly intact. It remains a designated war grave, a silent reminder of the ever-present dangers of mined British waters during the war. 9. The loss of HMS Bullen, 1944. Just months before the end of WW2, HMS Bullen, a captain-class frigate, was torpedoed by U-775 off the coast of Scotland. She sank in minutes. Men died, including her commanding officer. The attack showed how deadly German submarines remained even in British waters so late in the war. 10. The sinking of SS Richard With, 1941. The British steamer Richard With was part of the Arctic convoy effort, but after being damaged by German aircraft, she limped toward the UK. Near the coast, she was torpedoed and sank. Her wreck now lies off the Hebrides. Few recall her name, but she played a quiet, vital role in the Atlantic supply chain that helped sustain Britain during its darkest hour. Subscribe to Lost at Sea for more weekly shipwreck stories, survival tales, and eerie maritime mysteries. Which story haunted you the most? Let us know in the comments. Out there, it's just you and the ocean. Stay curious, stay cautious. See you in the next tale from the deep.